A troubling new study has raised serious concerns about the long-term neurological consequences of ADHD, revealing biological markers that could indicate an increased risk of dementia later in life. Conducted by the Geneva University Hospitals and the University of Geneva, the research found that adults with ADHD show signs of abnormal brain iron accumulation and elevated levels of neurofilament light chain protein, NFL, a biomarker associated with neurodegeneration. These findings add to the growing body of evidence suggesting that ADHD is not merely a childhood disorder affecting attention and impulsivity, but could have far-reaching consequences for brain health well into old age. The discovery of these biomarkers is alarming because both excessive iron in the brain and increased NFL levels are strongly linked to conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Iron is essential for normal neurological function, but when it builds up in certain brain regions, it can contribute to oxidative stress, leading to progressive neuronal damage. Elevated NFL in the blood signals injury to nerve cells, often seen in patients suffering from neurodegenerative diseases. If ADHD is indeed associated with these markers, it may mean that millions of people worldwide are unknowingly carrying a heightened risk of dementia, a condition that currently has no cure. For years, epidemiological studies have suggested that adults with ADHD are more likely to develop dementia, but the underlying mechanism remained a mystery. Now, this study provides the first tangible biological link, suggesting that the very same neurological differences that contribute to ADHD symptoms may also be predisposing individuals to cognitive decline later in life. This is especially concerning given the prevalence of ADHD in adults, which affects an estimated 3.5% of the population. What has long been considered a disorder of hyperactivity and inattention could, in reality, be an early warning sign of deeper neurological vulnerabilities. The study, which examined 32 adults with ADHD and compared them to 29 neurotypical individuals, utilized an advanced MRI technique known as quantitative susceptibility mapping, QSM, to assess iron distribution in the brain. The results showed a clear correlation between higher iron levels in the precentral cortex and elevated NFL concentrations in the blood, further reinforcing the connection between ADHD and potential neurodegeneration. Given that the precentral cortex plays a key role in motor function and cognitive control, disruptions in this area could contribute not only to ADHD symptoms, but also to long-term cognitive deterioration. This research raises urgent questions about the need for early intervention strategies. If ADHD is indeed linked to an increased risk of dementia, then current approaches to treatment may need to be reconsidered. Managing ADHD symptoms is already a lifelong challenge for many, but the possibility that the disorder could accelerate cognitive decline makes proactive care even more critical. Lifestyle factors such as diet, exercise, and cognitive engagement have been shown to influence brain iron levels, suggesting that targeted interventions could potentially reduce the risk of neurodegeneration in those with ADHD. However, without further research, it remains unclear whether these strategies would be effective in preventing dementia or merely delaying its onset. Perhaps most concerning is the widespread lack of awareness about these risks. ADHD is often dismissed as a minor inconvenience or a childhood disorder that fades with age, yet this study suggests it could have severe neurological implications. The fact that such a common condition might be silently increasing dementia risk should be a wake-up call for the medical community and the millions of adults living with ADHD. If further research confirms these findings, it could mean that ADHD is not just a neurodevelopmental disorder, but also a long-term neurological vulnerability. This discovery should also serve as a warning to healthcare providers and policymakers. With dementia cases expected to rise dramatically in the coming decades, understanding and addressing potential risk factors is more important than ever. If ADHD is truly a precursor to neurodegenerative disease, then failing to take it seriously today could have devastating consequences for public health in the future. It is imperative that further studies investigate whether reducing brain iron levels or targeting NFL concentrations could mitigate this risk. While this research does not conclusively prove that ADHD causes dementia, it highlights an unsettling possibility that cannot be ignored. The presence of these biomarkers in young adults suggests that neurological changes associated with neurodegeneration could begin decades before symptoms of dementia appear. This underscores the urgent need for long-term studies tracking ADHD patients over their lifetime to determine whether they are more likely to develop Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or other forms of cognitive decline. For now, those living with ADHD should be aware of these findings and consider discussing them with their healthcare providers. While no immediate treatment can reverse these biological changes, steps such as maintaining a healthy lifestyle, monitoring cognitive function, and staying informed about new research may prove crucial in the years ahead. The link between ADHD and dementia may still be in its early stages of investigation, but one thing is clear: ignoring the potential risks could be a costly mistake.